Hey everybody, Oko here. Welcome back to our playthrough of Final Fantasy XVI. So now let's delve into this desert, which looks like it is called the Velkroy Desert, and head towards the Watcher. And we'll fight some monsters on the way, including this hell diver here. Straight ahead of us if we can. There's one right here. And then we also got scorpions. Let's get a good look at what our uncle is doing here to help us. Good lord. Oh! And Torres. Alright, looks like we've got some chocobos up here. Oh no, those aren't chocobos, are they? Oh yeah, they are.
Accompanying your father on a scouting expedition to Drake's Fang.
Wonder if we can fight
Let me
these.
come with you. I'm not surprised you don't remember. It was just before Joshua was born. We were so eager to be there when your brother arrived.
Yeah, well, they're not very happy with us now. I'm not sure if I was supposed to do that or not, but let's fight these wild chocobos and see if they give us any drops.
So never forget how Elwyn sat in the sand, falling.
Yeah, our uncle's yammering on about, I think, our youth. I'm not really listening. Let's just head... I guess the Watcher is this thing sticking out of the ground here. There's a lot of chocobos out here in the sand, so if we need to fight more of those, we will. But I'm just going to leave them alone, because they're actually not causing any trouble. Looks like there's some people here heading into the same place we are. Maybe we can talk to them? Hello. Nothing to say.
Who do you think those soldiers were?
Let's see who's hanging out here.
Lord Cook has finally made his move. Yes.
Alright, let's just follow the marker.
There she is, the good old Dalamil Inn. Do you know, this heat has given me quite a thirst. Quick drink before we press on?
Sure. Let's go for a little drink. I'm sure we will explore more of that desert soon enough. First, let's investigate this town.
Look, there. Those are Ashen steeds. No doubt about it. And such a long ride from Stonehair. Our Waluda friends must be soothing their saddle sores in the inn. Shall we join them? Run along and play now, Torgal. Dogs aren't allowed inside.
Good day to you. Eating?
Sorry about my pal. He only talks when his mouth's full. What do you recommend?
Well, if you're after something light, we do a fine chocobo soup with lentils and honey.
2 bowls of that then. An ale.
Right you are.
Hey, girl!
Coming!
Your pal?
Would you rather be my squire?
Your Grace, it is plain you are not yet well enough to travel. If you would only let me take you to someone who can better attend to your ills.
No, we must press on. Prince Dion has returned to his camp and will soon depart for the front. I must speak with him at all costs. Miss this chance and I may never get another. You do understand that?
Yes, Your Grace. But you must at least agree to take your medicine. I'll fetch you some water.
Keep watch, they tell us. But all I see is sand.
I hear they got our guest back to the Fang without any trouble. We'll be leaving soon enough.
Why the Lord Commander dragged us all this way just to save that blockhead skin, I'll never know. Dominant or not, he's a bloody idiot.
That'll be Cooker, then.
Well, let's get this down us. We've a long way to go.
Hey, you!
Uncle?
Sorry.
Can you walk, Your Grace?
What's wrong?
I fear trouble may be brewing downstairs.
You two are travelers, are you not? Me and my companions are strangers here. Perhaps you'd be good enough to accompany us a while. Help us find our way.
Sorry, lads, but we've got business in camera that can't wait.
Ah, I'm sure you could spare us an hour or two. Friend.
I'm afraid we don't have a moment to lose. Stay back, Uncle. Gladly.
Yeah, time to enjoy the show, alright? Alright, let's take care of these Osfares. Royal Osfares.
Just like that.
Yeah, we got our uncle cheering us on. One left.
It's over.
For your trouble. Word of advice, miss. That soup could do with a touch more salt.
Looks like we were able to take care of things down there. I'm still not sure why these two don't meet. They're brothers, right?
Your Grace?
I'm fine.
Clive? What is it now?
It's nothing. Let's go.
Alright, well, the plot thickens about what's going on exactly with Joshua. I guess we'll figure that out soon enough.
Well, we didn't know where to find Kupka before. We do now.
The Royalists said it themselves. Their guest is in the Fang. We should press on before any more of their friends turn up.
Where are the bearers who healed today?
It wasn't heated by magic.
So there's a little area here we can explore, it looks like. Wow, look at this. Merchants with all kinds of cool stuff. Take a look at the map and see where we are. So here is the desert we went through. The northern Velkroy desert we have not seen yet. And the southern desert. Still lots of areas to see. So, where do we want to go though? Let's see.
They've closed the road, and it's the only way from here to the Fang. It would seem Lord Kupka is not accepting visitors at present.
We have to get through that gate.
Not by force, I trust. We've attracted quite enough unwanted attention already.
By guile, then. Perhaps the Desert Hare can offer us her aid.
Rosina Dalamil, woman of mystery. But how will we find her? We know naught of her but her name.
And that she was working with Sid. Sid's other collaborators have all been people of means, the wealthiest and most successful members of their communities. I'll wager this Rosina Dalamil is the same.
That would certainly help to narrow the search. We need only inquire as to who is in charge of the town.
And that's exactly what I mean to do.
Looks like we won't be getting back to Drake's Fang anytime.
Traveling trader.
Good day, my lord.
Platinum sword we have.
Fare you well.
Sorry, my dear, nothing. You have nothing that I need. Why right?
Anything I can help you with, travelers? Allow me. My good man, we represent one of the oldest and greatest trading houses of Port Isolde. We're seeking to expand our business in the region and would very much like to make the acquaintance of Dalamil's leading entrepreneurs. If only we knew where to find them.
Well, we're best known for our baths, our markets, and our smithies. I suppose you could do worse than start your search at one of those.
Thank you. You've been most helpful. Oh, you wouldn't happen to know a lady by the name of Rosina Dalamil, would you?
No, I can't say I do.
Well, thank you all the same.
Maybe we should have bought something from him. Maybe then he would open up a little more. Let's try this lady.
What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy?
I won't keep you long. I'm looking for someone. A woman by the name of Rosina Dalamil. Do you know her?
Never heard of her. Is that all?
One more question. If I wanted to find the richest trader in town, where would you recommend that I look?
Well, that's easy. The Briar's Kiss. Won't find a finer smithy this side of the strait. The owner's only a young sprig, but he's got all the right ideas.
The Briar's Kiss, you say? Thank you.
I doubt this young
Buy something from her.
You said Sid's contact was
Help
likely
her
to
out.
be an influential sort.
Let's follow the
Influence
marker.
comes with age and experience.
Here's a bunch of shirtless guys. Let's get a look at these. Okay. Quest destination nearby.
How many times do I have?
Looks like this guy over here has something to say.
Can I help?
Riverboat captain.
Yes, I'm looking for a woman by the name of Rosina Dalamil. A long-standing pillar of your community, I believe, from old trading stock.
Then you should ask further. He's been here for years. Knows the place and its people like the back of his hand. And he's in with all the old merchant families. Try the baths. That's where you'll usually find him.
Thank you kindly. Well, it sounds like we have
Speak
our
with
man.
Ferda.
Perhaps. Let's go and find out exactly what this Ferda knows.
Wait, incense!
Excuse me. Are you Ferda?
I am. Can I help you, travelers?
I hope so. You've lived here for some time, is that correct? Do you know Rosina Dalamil? We believe she may be a trader of some renown.
And what business do you have with the desert hare?
She was a close friend of mine. I was hoping she might be able to help me.
Very well. Go to the bordello. I'll arrange an introduction.
Oh boy.
Do you think
the bordello?
Only as far as I think he trusts us.
So you're the ones who've been sniffing around.
I beg your pardon?
Don't play the fool. Stick your nose in our business and you're likely to lose it.
Back alley bruiser. Let's take care of these guys. Ouch. Yeah, there's quite a few of them, huh? But they're not putting up much of a fight. One more.
Who are you working for? Him or her?
Him. The boss. He wanted us to test you.
Though one could hardly call that a test.
Lord Ferda?
Look what the cat dragged in.
Your skill with a blade is rare indeed, my lord. A fitting talent for an outlaw.
You know who I am. So what now? Call in the men of the Rock and collect the bounty?
That isn't my decision to make. Our work is done. Take him to meet his precious Rosina. She will be interested to make his acquaintance.
Yes, my lord. To the Lock of Leisure, then.
To the Lock of Leisure.
Alright, let's follow the squire to the Lock of Leisure.
From the stoutest stoneware.
Yes, this way.
Needed to a silken sock.
Take a sniff, good sir.
My carpet!
Is this the place?
Lubo's Forge. The Briar's Kiss.
Ah, so it was the young sprig after all. So much for Rosina Delamil being a woman of experience. How wrong I was.
It was an easy mistake to make, Uncle. After all, it must have been years since Sid last saw her. Sorry, him. Whoever this Lubor truly is, he's clearly a man of means. I'd say he deserves our respect.
See that he gets it. Lubor, Lord Ferda told me to bring them to you.
Hello?
My boys tell me you're in need of assistance. Sid the Second.
I won't waste your time. I need passage through the south gate.
Tell me, what do you think is a merchant's most important commodity? Why, trust. Everyone knows that. Without it, you have nothing. And nothing is exactly what you have. And so, for you, I too have nothing. I'm not in the business of helping every lost puppy that wanders in off the street. I'm a busy man, as you can see.
Let's leave this mummer to his farce.
By all means. Find someone else to help you on your way. Just be sure to tell them you're not the two travelers from the inn the guards are looking for. Don't want them jumping to conclusions, do we?
Why, you...
So, what do we need to do to earn your trust?
I like this one. Willing to do whatever it takes to get what he wants. Ha! Men like you have a special place in my heart. Why, you ask? Because they get me what I want. Always.
Fine. So what do you want?
Don't tell me you're going to listen to this swaggering scruff.
We might as well hear him out. It's only natural that an ally of Sid's would seek assurances of strangers. Assuming he is an ally, of course. 5 years ago, he would have still been a boy.
And yet even then I had more good sense than a man, 5 times my age? But enough of the pleasantries. We were speaking of what I want. I want you to put an end to the trouble in Dalamil. Return to me when you have done so, and you shall have my aid. Until then, I bid you good day.
What trouble? If you're going to give us orders, be clear about them, damn you.
Manners, Greybeard. One catches more damselflies with honey than with vinegar.
What did you call me?
My apologies.
Greybeard.
Advice in recompense. Follow the crystals. Oh, but that was 3. Oh, I'm making this too easy for you.
Ha! It will be easy. Solving his little riddle should be like dealing with him. Child's play. Let us divide our forces, Clive. I'd rather not drag this parlor game on any longer than we need to.
All right. Good luck, Uncle.
Alright, we'll prioritize this quest.
I thought we were the only ones causing trouble in Dalamil.
Looks like there's some quests that we can do. Oh, no, they're not quests. They're just parts of the main quest. So let's just start talking to people.
Excuse me. Is it true there's been trouble with crystals of late?
You've heard, then?
I've heard rumors.
Damn thieves. Pilfering the crystals that were meant to fill our cups and light our stoves. Us common folk have hardly had a shard to share between us these last few moons. And it isn't as if we can buy them on the black market either. Whoever's taking them, they aren't sharing.
Let's talk to this person, a stable hand.
Do you have a moment?
Depends what for.
Just a question. Dalamil seems to be thriving compared to the other villages I came through on the way. Is there a reason for that?
Well, we're a stone's throw from Drake's Fang, for one. The soldiers guarding the Mother Crystal and the shipments need a place to spend their hard-earned gil. The men of the Rock throw their money about like there's no tomorrow.
Is that so? Well, thank you. Don't let me keep you from your work any longer.
One more, and it's close.
Fresh bread, warm from the oven. You wouldn't believe.
Hello, milady.
What can I do for you, soldier? Need that sword polishing?
I'm not a soldier.
Ugh, then be off with you. I serve the men of the Rock and the men of the Rock only.
You have an agreement with them?
Don't be stupid. I just know which side my bread is buttered. Don't want to be stuck under some pauper when they come knocking, with pockets deeper than Zemeckis and an urge to empty them. No, just leave, will you? Before you scare them off.
I think I'm starting to get an idea of what's been going on. I wonder if Uncle Byron's learned anything of use. He'll probably be back at the inn by now.
What was all that crash?
Back at the inn. Here we are.
It's you, the one who broke all our furniture. What do you want?
Sorry
Have I
about that.
caused enough trouble already?
I'm looking for my pal. Have you seen him?
The gentleman who was with you? Yes, he's upstairs, but...
But what?
Thank you. I'll go and fetch him.
Nope, not there.
Let me treat you. I'm pretty flush these days.
So this must be the brothels. Oh, I think we're supposed to go this way.
Will this suffice as a deposit?
By the sands. That's a black pearl.
One of the many treasures in my collection that I would be only too happy to part with, should you give me reason to do so.
All right. I'm sure that we can come to an agreement, but not here.
What are you doing, Uncle?
Can we follow him? Oh, he's already gone. Let's go ask our uncle about it.
Care to explain why you're giving gifts to Kupka's men?
Bait, my boy. One cannot catch one's prey without it. And I do believe I've snagged us quite the quarry. I started by asking around the markets as to where I might purchase crystals. I had no luck, of course. It's forbidden to trade in such things. But my uncharacteristic indiscretion just happened to attract the attention of those uniformed ruffians. They took me aside and said they could procure the crystal I sought if I proved I could pay for it.
So the pearl was your proof?
I thought they'd ask for more. A second-rate specimen like that would only fetch 500,000 or so. A small price to pay for admittance to the underworld. But enough about my little act of subterfuge. What did you discover?
That the supply of crystals has dried up of late. And some people seem to think they're being stolen. Meanwhile, members of Kupka's private guard have been spending money all over town. I'll wager those soldiers you've been talking to have been siphoning off crystals meant for elsewhere, and pocketing the profits.
I'll wager you're right.
We'll meet with them then, just as you arranged, and put an end to the trouble Lubor spoke of.
Ha! That preening popinjay thought this would be difficult. It just goes to show one should never underestimate a Rosfield. We'll soon wipe that smirk off his face. I arranged to meet with the soldiers in a secluded corner of the Velkroy, far from prying eyes.
The perfect place for a spot of double dealing.
I trust I can count on your support if things turn sour.
Of course.
Goblin coins. Alright, so what have you gotten us into, Uncle? Let's take a look at our map and see where we're going. South Gate. Way over here. See if we can jump down here.
What was all that crashing and banging about?
Alright, well, I guess this is going to be the closest way to get there, is right straight through here, right? So let's go, and we can explore the desert a little bit more. Oh, Chocobo, we can still get all the way out here. We could explore a little bit. I wonder what this little hut is all about. I don't know. Didn't think that would actually aggro them into a fight. Oh! Is this a cave? Let's see. No, it's not a cave, but I am going to
Be safe.
Get off the Chocobo here, so we can explore the area a little bit on foot. Now let's take a look at the map, see how we've opened it up. So, here we are. Yeah, we're doing good. We're sort of heading in the right direction. The southern Velkroy Desert, and we'll probably be exploring this more in the near future, looking for hunts and stuff. There's sort of some desert wolves, it looks like. But let's head this way and follow the marker. Getting flashbacks to Final Fantasy XII. Hanging out in all these desert areas. I love this. It's always desert areas in Final Fantasy games.
I'll take it from here.
I was beginning to think you weren't coming, my lord. You've brought your contribution?
All the silver and stones I could scrape together at such short notice?
You brought the whole 500 talents.
That was the price we agreed upon, yes? If you've no objections, I'd like to see the crystal.
Of course. Right this way, my lord.
Not bad at all. You weren't lying about the clarity. But what of security? If I were to be stopped on the road, what guarantee have I that it wouldn't be seized as property of the Republic?
Because these crystals are no longer the property of the Republic. You're not buying from us. You're buying from them.
And we have no more jurisdiction here than you, my lord. But we have ships, and will gladly deliver to a port of your choosing, now that our price has been met.
Royalists, eh? What brings you here?
Why, to collect their share of Drake's Fang's blessing, of course. Our nations are allies, and so they are entitled to a portion of the Mother Crystal's bounty. And being such good friends, we elected to increase that portion. and share the benefits. And now that these crystals are officially property of the Kingdom of Waloed, we are duty-bound not to interfere, no matter where they might happen to end up next.
Did you get all that? They're in cahoots!
So it would seem.
My lord, what is the meaning of this?
Double-crossing dogs. They're not here to do business. Kill them. Kill them both!
Oh boy. Here we go again. This is how we solve every problem, is just ending with battle.
Not over yet, Uncle. I'm just getting warmed up.
This guy way over here doing magic on poor Torgal. And this guy too! Royal Chaplain. Yeah, definitely get rid of the magic users first. I think it's a good idea. Whoa! That guy snuck up on me and I almost missed that evade. Yeah, get him. Oh. They're way over here? Oh, I'm late to the party and too late. New enemies approaching. Royal Knight.
Well, that wasn't too bad. How'd you like my performance, huh? I've often played the villain on the stage. I think I did the role justice. Don't you?
Oh, yeah.
You were magnificent. The battle scene was particularly thrilling. Such a shame you didn't have more of an audience, but perhaps that's for the best.
How long have you been watching?
Long enough to witness your uncle's sordid transaction. I hardly expected one so venerable to degrade himself so thoroughly, buying one's way into the confidence of degenerates. Ingenious.
This was the trouble you spoke of. The men of the Rock taking crystals meant for the common folk and conspiring with the Royalists. Well, now it's over.
Indeed it is. The people of Dalamil had scarcely any means of redress against Kupka's men, let alone a foreign army. Until you two came along, that is. Well, we'd better get these crystals back to town. You won't mind waiting with them while I fetch a wagon.
Those are our crystals. Don't tell me we have to share them.
It occurs to me that I still don't know your name.
Clive.
So, Sid the Second is a Clive. I suppose it could have been worse. Well, Clive, you held up your end of the bargain, so I must do the same. Passage through the South Gate, was it not? To tell the truth, you've helped a little there too. Many of the guards have already been redeployed to deal with the issue of their missing comrades. And those left behind have been encouraged to look the other way should you attempt to pass through.
Thank you. And please allow me to cover your costs. You still have the purse I gave to the soldiers, I trust? I saw you pluck it from one of the bodies.
Oh, dear. Was I really so obvious?
And my name is not Greybeard. It is Lord Byron Rosfield, thank you very much.
No, thank you very much, Greybeard.
Double the...
Here, wear this.
A desert rose. A seal. A new
Any
seal.
friend of mine who sees you with it shall be a friend of yours.
Thank you, Lubor.
And please, feel free to send one of my Stoluses back to your people. Tell them that Rosina Dalamil is back in bed with Sid.
Omia Lostelan. Tu Isakilis.
I'm trusting you, Sid. Or should I say, Clive? So be sure not to let me down. I have a reputation to uphold. Well then, I wish you a safe journey south.
Thank you.
Not at all. It was my pleasure.
Come on, Uncle. Let's go.
So hopefully we get something good from this. That's not very good, but that's alright. Another quest done. So let's keep going. Looks like there's going to be some things opening up now in town. So yeah, there's 2 quests. Let's see if we can take care of those. And then maybe we'll call the video done for today. So let's see. What do you have to say? Sava Apprentice Smith.
Perhaps Forge Master Luber's having fun at my expense.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Neither would I.
Oh, wait. Are you Clive?
Sorry, my mind was elsewhere. I'm Sava, Master Luber's least accomplished apprentice. Soon to be former apprentice if I don't pass this test. Maybe I'm just not the resourceful type. People are buying up weapons faster than the Briar's Kiss can forge them, and here I am, unable to make a decent bit of kitchenware. He wants me to make a carving knife, one that embodies the spirit of Dalamil. Whatever that's supposed to mean. I don't suppose you have any idea what he's on about, do you?
I'm afraid not.
Never mind. Thought I'd ask. It was that or pack my bags.
I could give you a hand, absolutely.
I could give you a hand if you like. I know how busy the Briar's Kiss has been, and that Lubor needs all the capable hands he can find.
I'd be a fool to refuse.
So, where do we start?
Good question. If I'm honest, I've never made any kind of knife before.
You haven't?
And then there's this little riddle to keep in mind. The spirit of Dalamil. Nothing is ever simple with that man.
The way I see it, there's only one way we'll be solving Lubor's puzzle. We need information. The more the better.
You're right. There's no point fumbling in the dark, I suppose. Now, who to speak to first? Well, there's plenty of folk in Dalamil who use knives for a living. There's the butcher, of course, and any number of cooks. They're bound to have an opinion or two about the tools of their trade. All right. I think we have a plan. Let's get to it, shall we? I'll talk to every cook I can find. You speak to the butcher, and anyone else you can think of.
All right. Good luck.
Let's hope that someone says something useful.
Alright, we will talk to the butcher next time we're in the area. And get some information for this guy.
Trust Lubor to take a simple test and turn it into a riddle. I better get to it.
So, what do we have here? Flesher.
Welcome, sir. What can I do you for?
A question, if you don't mind. I need to know what makes a good carving knife.
You a blacksmith or something?
Something, I suppose.
Fair enough. Knives, is it? First and foremost, it's got to hold an edge. Most knives will make it through fat, no problem, but sinew dulls cheap steel in no time. Give me a blade which can slice through anything that crosses my chopping block, and I'm a happy woman.
So a knife that stays sharp. Makes sense.
It's kind of obvious, I would say. Wait, what was this? Something here. Read. Once you go flat. Huh? Hello, hello. Who do we have here? Zaver, the bathhouse owner.
All those years of toil, every coin I've ever earned is tied up in this place.
Are you all right?
The baths are closed. Leave me be. On second thought, perhaps you are just what I need. Might your services be for hire?
That depends on the job.
I'd have you save my business, the baths. The water's turned scalding hot and all the crystals in Dalimil wouldn't be enough to cool it. I've no doubt that my woes stem from the water's source. But I can't go and investigate for fear of my customers thinking I've abandoned the place. I'm bound to these baths in more ways than one. I beg of you. Go to Dusnoff Terraces. Tell me what you find there.
All right.
All right. I'll go and take a look.
Wonderful. It's not far. Leave the market by the south gate. The smell of sulfur will guide you the rest of the way. These baths are all that keep me from an ignoble end in a debtor's prison. My livelihood, my very life, is at stake.
Wow, he's very passionate about his business here, so we'll help the bathhouse owner figure out what's going on with the water. Next. What's up? Looks like there's something over here.
They've opened the gate.
Lubor was true to his word.
It's on the other side. Wait a minute.
The crystal. How many times do I have to tell you?
It's over there? We gotta go around. Oh, here's somebody. Hunter.
Yeah. What is it? I'm in no mood for chatter.
Sorry. Do you mind if I ask your trade?
Hunter, why?
I have a question. Can you tell me what makes a good carving knife? I assume you use one out in the field.
Has to be able to put up with some punishment. Can't be dealing with a brittle blade, not while I'm on the hunt. Your knife snaps every time you use it. You'll be spending coin as fast as you make it. Times are hard enough as it is.
Thank you. I won't keep you any longer.
Full business, eh? Man after my own heart.
So, a carving knife should be hard-wearing and hold an edge. Hardly a revelation.
So that was probably all the information we needed to collect for the carving knife, but let's just go through here and follow the smell of sulfur.
What is it, Lubor?
A question that I neglected to ask earlier. Where is it that you're bound?
To Drake's Fang. To finish Hugo Kupka.
Just as I thought. Then allow me to share a secret. Drake's Fang is currently riddled with royalists. Telmeki and Walud are allies, and as you've seen, their soldiers work hand in glove. But no nation has ever before allowed a foreign army to make a barracks of its holiest of holies.
Not by choice, at least.
And there's more. A man on the inside of the Fang has failed to report for several days. I fear there may be more trouble lying in wait for you on the road ahead.
Isn't there always?
If you're determined to beard the lion's den, then promise me one thing. That you will enter via the mines, where the guard is lightest. I've lost one Cid already. If I lose another, people will start to think me careless.
I don't plan on dying. Not before Kupka does, anyway.
Well, so long as you have a plan.
Drake's Fang should be just beyond these springs.
Let me just take a quick little look here. Wow, it's much further than I thought we were going. Well, yeah, the main quest is going to be going here, and we're not going to be going there right now. I'm just going here to this. So let's just continue on. We got to go around. Oh, we can use probably this.
Girl, the gate's open now. We can press on.
Let's do this the smart way.
Roots. Fly, Ambrosia.
Fly, Ambrosia. So just hug the right wall, and we should make it. Oh, we're not there yet. Whoops. Are we? Yep. That's right. Alright, here we are, the hot springs.
You deserve a rest.
I'll do the rest on foot. So let's head down here. These are really neat. Oh, there are some enemies here. Slay the enemies. That's what's causing the trouble. That's why the water's too hot. That's funny. Alright, let's take care of these bombs. Oh, we're not doing very good here. Come on, get closer. Cool little setting to do this battle, huh? They're called bath bombs. That's funny. Oh yeah, we're just killing them. Whoops. I was a little slow on that, but I think... Three to go. New enemies approaching. Well, that's not good. Ouch. This one's blue. This is what? I can't read it. Old Faithful. Like the geyser in Yellowstone. Old Faithful. Take that. Alright, some more trash loot there. So that's done. Now I guess we just head back to the town. Yeah. So we'll do that.
This is no good. I was hoping to get out of the heat for a little while.
This person will probably have more information about the carving knife.
So, how'd it go? You learn anything useful, or should I be looking for a new trade?
Only that a blade should be durable and stay sharp. But I don't see how that relates to the spirit of Dalamil.
I didn't have much luck either. All the cook said was that he needs his knives to be light. Too heavy and they do his shoulder in.
So we're no better off than when we started. Perhaps Lubor didn't mean anything with his Dalamil remark. But that can't be right. I've bandied enough words with the man to know that he chooses them carefully. No. We must be missing something. Something right in front of our noses, most likely.
No doubt you're right, but I have to make a start soon. I can't put off making this knife forever.
Agreed. Lubor wouldn't like that much.
Right. I've been trained to work iron. The cheap stuff, mind. But it's hardy enough if you don't hammer it too thin, and it sharpens up nicely with a bit of effort. Trouble is, it's either durable or it's light. Meaning someone is going to be disappointed. Forge Master Lubor, probably.
Is there no one else you can turn to? Someone who knows their metals, perhaps?
The other apprentices know better than to help me with my test. But maybe there is someone I could turn to. A merchant, a favorite of Forge Master Lubor's, who sells metals to tradesmen passing through the Velkroy. I bet she'd know a thing or two.
Alright, so the story continues a little bit.
The finest fabric!
The most fragrant herbs needed.
I'm gonna come down here and talk to the bathhouse owner and see if the water is a better temperature.
I was hoping we'd be seeing you again. The baths grow more bearable by the moment. It won't be long now before we are back to business as usual.
I'm glad to hear it.
Now, tell me this. What did you find at the terraces? What threatened to make me a pauper?
Not what I expected, that's for certain.
You tell a fine story. That's not to say I don't believe you, though. Creatures made of flame, eh? That's something new to worry about. But I burdened you with my worries enough already. Here, a small something by way of thanks. Right. It's high time I got back to work. With a little luck, the day might yet be salvaged.
Oh, a scarletite! I've been waiting for that. So there we are. That's something that we need for upgrading something that was with the blacksmith, I believe. So next time we're back at base camp, we'll have to talk to the our friend there. Now we got to go up here. Oh, back to there. That thing in the middle of the desert. All right.
Fresh bread.
The juiciest meat of greens. It would make a fine
Let's head back to that giant thing in the sand. Yeah, up there.
Faster.
Yeah, I think the Chocobo actually controls a little bit better in Final Fantasy XII. Oh, I mean, well, yeah, it certainly... I also... What I actually meant was Final Fantasy 15, but yeah, Final Fantasy 12 as well. I think the Chocobo controlled better. So we really have to go all the way around? Oh, I took the wrong exit from the town. Alright, we'll have to go back. Too bad we could just get across here on some sort of bridge or something.
I can walk from here.
Well, this is no good. I was hoping.
Oh, what's this? I'm finding little notes around town. For the best drop in Dalamil, visit the final sting. Yeah, I think the Chocobo controlled a lot better in Final Fantasy 15. I guess it's not too bad here, but It is a little hard to make sharp turns. So here we are back in this little oasis area.
Be safe.
Let's see who it is that we need to talk to around here. Oh, wait a minute. Huh? Wow, what's up here? Neat. Well.
Who do you think those soldiers?
Oh, here we go. Sava.
Any luck? Or will you be needing help with your bags?
Well, I asked her, but... Oh, you tell him.
If you're looking to make a knife that will impress a master like Lubor, there are options. They're just not that viable. Featherlight adamantite knives will get passed from generation to generation, never needing so much as a lick of the whetstone. But adamantite ore is unique to ash, so it doesn't come cheap.
And it's beyond my skill to handle.
Unique to ash. Are there any materials unique to Dalamil? Something which could be mixed with iron to refine it. Make it lighter.
What are you getting at?
You said that Lubor trained you to work iron. Then that's what he'll expect you to use. But he would have known that it would either be too heavy or too brittle for a carving knife. Perhaps his Dalamil remark wasn't a riddle, but a hint.
If it's cheap metal you're using, then there's always limestone, I suppose. Folk first settled Dalamil to get at her mineral deposits. And, if you know the trick, it can be melted down in the furnace to drive out impurities from low-quality iron.
Bloody hell! That must be it! I don't suppose you know the trick, do you?
It's hardly my speciality, but I've been around enough blacksmiths to know how it works.
Looks like I've got some learning to do. Clive, I hate to ask after all that you've done for me, but...
Limestone? Fine. I can hardly abandon you now. Besides, I want to know if this is the answer to Lubor's little riddle.
I can't thank you enough, Clive. You'll have no trouble finding limestone over in the terraces. The place is bloody made of it.
Then I suppose I'll meet you back at the forge.
Right you are. I'll see you shortly. So, do you crush it up, or just throw it in the furnace?
Gather limestone. So where can we find some? Back at home.
Well, this is no good.
Is it true what I'm hearing?
My carpet. The most fragrant herbs and needed.
So we'll go straight through town and head back to the south gate, I think it was.
Plates and pots.
And get some limestone from those little pools just outside here.
We should get going soon.
Alright, now we can come up to this little area where we already were. Whoops, don't jump. Don't move. Collect limestone. 1. 2. 3.
One rock looks a lot like another. But hopefully this is what Sava needs.
Now we'll head back to Sava. And hopefully finish off yet another quest.
Finally, we'll be able Made from the stoutest stoneware.
Light meat and dark. Fresh. It would make a fine.
Alright, here you go, buddy.
I wasn't sure how much you'd need, but I hope this is enough.
You are one of the good ones, you know that? You and that merchant both, she's got quite a gift for teaching that one. Now, time to see if limestone is the secret weapon we were hoping for. That'll do, I reckon. A knife forged from the very rocks of Dalamil. Her spirit, if you will.
It's a fine-looking blade.
I only hope Master Lubor agrees.
That sounds like my cue. And just as well. I was getting tired of waiting.
I'm sorry, Forge Master Lubor.
Let's take a look then, shall we? First things first, Sava, do you think this is a carving knife worthy of the fine people of Dalamil?
I'd like to think so. But what do you think?
What do I think indeed? It's sharp-ish, but it won't last long with hard use. And it's heavy, heavier than it should be. You might not think it just to hold it for a moment, but sell that to a cook and you'll never hear the end of it. It looks like someone paid a visit to the terraces. The limestone was a step in the right direction, granted, but one that still leaves you short of the mark.
And I was so certain I had it all worked out.
I don't know who you found to teach you that little trick, but it certainly shows initiative. Next question. How much do you think I would charge if I'd made this?
Well, if it took you even a fraction of the time it took me, I would say you could demand a heavy purse.
And who would be able to pay that? The butcher? The hunter? The cooks over at the inn? Dalamil is home to humble traders, not wealthy lords and ladies. Rule number one in any business, Sava, know your customers.
Yes, Forge Master.
This is just about passable. But only just. I'd say you're worth keeping around a little longer. Starting tomorrow, you'll have an anvil of your own.
I will. Thank you. I was wondering, what would you do if you were asked to forge a carving knife?
I'd do what I always do. Ask who it's for. If it was for the butcher, I'd make sure it holds an edge. For the hunter, I'd make it as tough as Titan. For the cook, light as a feather. And for the nobleman, I'd make it cost an absolute fortune.
There goes a master, all right.
It looks like congratulations are in order.
I couldn't have done it without you. So much for the Forge Master's riddle, though, eh? The spirit of Dalamil had nothing to do with limestone or anything much at all. Meaning, I had you run around for no good reason.
You've passed your test. That's all that matters. You'll have a forge of your own in no time.
And when I do, I'll craft you the finest carving knife you have ever seen.
Thank you. Another quest done. The last one. Alright, so I'm glad we were able to help them out. So let's take a little look at the map here. Make sure there's no other quests going on. Yep, looks good. Alright, so now what we're going to do is just head here to the jaw, and then we are going to say goodbye.
what I'm hearing?
The finest fabric.
So we want to head back to the south exit.
Warm from the oven.
Just look at the hanging lanterns. Keep
Finally, we'll be.
We should get going.
What does this guy say? Gatekeeper.
directions. Either take this road to the Fang, or piss off back the way you came.
Yikes. Sorry I asked.
Good girl.
Let's say, alright, so we're going to be going along the same way we already went before, but instead of taking that right, we're just going to go forward. Looks like we're heading into this red rock. So here's where we went right before, but we're going to go forward now. What's over there? The sickle. And the fields of Korava, but we don't want to go that way yet. Let's go this way.
There it is. Drake's Fang.
Kupka will be hiding inside.
Along with goodness knows how many guards, all on highest alert. You'll need to keep your wits about you if you're to reach him. So be careful.
I will, Uncle.
Before you go, Clive, allow me to apologize. After what befell at Phoenix Gate and the crisis that followed in its wake, I fled. I retreated to my counting house and danced attendance upon the vicereine in the hope it would bring me favor. I betrayed my nation to save my skin, like the coward I am. And I'm sorry.
Uncle, please.
It's not too late, Clive. Rosaria is yours by right, and there are those that would help you to take it back. Had I the courage of my brother, I might already have done so. But that ship has sailed. You, however...
No. Forgive me, but I cannot. I fight to build a new world now. A better world. Where men can live and die on their own terms. I was raised in a nation that strove to improve the plight of bearers. Only later did I realize that spark of freedom did not arise by chance, but was kindled by my father. You would see me follow in his footsteps. And that is exactly what I mean to do. Not by ruling Rosaria, but by extending his ideals to the whole of the twins. Though every soul in the realm may judge my actions heresy, I am certain my cause is just.
You really are just like him, you know? Thank you, Clive, for coming back to me. I am proud to call you nephew. Well then, this is where we must part ways. Wish me luck in convincing my Canvarian friend to share his considerable talents. I mean to plunder his coffers and prove myself worthy of a place in your merry band. Till then, my boy.
Till then, go safely, Uncle.
And you, nephew. We have much to catch up on, you and I. I shall expect you to regale me with the tales of all your adventures when next we meet. You can regale me too, Torgal.
Well, I wasn't actually expecting to lose him. But there you go. It looks like it's just me and Torgal moving forward here in this new area. Let me just go back to the jaw and see if we can actually explore this area. Yeah, it looks different now. Oh, that goes back. Alright, hold on. Open world. Okay, so I guess we have to click on it through here for some reason. So, I don't know if I should click on this or not. We're probably going to get another cutscene. I guess we'll do that. Ooh, that might have been a bad idea. Whoa. That's pretty epic, huh?
What are they stored? What has that gutter rat done to me? Out of my sight, witch! I'll kill you, Rossfield! I'll rip out your heart! I'll tear you limb from limb!
Peace, Hugo. The table shan't hurt you any longer.
He sought to humiliate me. Me! If you hadn't interfered, he would be dead!
You truly believe you would have triumphed had the battle continued?
Titan would have ground him into dust!
And how would he have done that without his head?
Shut up!
You weren't strong enough, and you call yourself a dominant. Or rather, you did.
You mock me, Harbert.
Do you see, Hugo? You are weak.
Fuck!
But so long as that fire burns within you, there is still hope. There may yet be a way for you to take your revenge.
Tell me, what must I do? Please, I'll do anything. Just tell me.
The heart.
What of it?
A Mother Crystal's heart is the most concentrated source of ether in all creation. Perhaps you could take advantage of that. Of course, the crystal would not yield her blessing to any ordinary man. But then, you are no ordinary man, are you, Hugo? Clive Rossfield stole your power, but others have suffered a similar fate, and still managed to find the strength to conjure their icon. Like Benedicta Harmon. She too drank of the ether and gained a power beyond human understanding.
She did? Benedicta. Benedict. I'll do it. My love. I'll avenge you.
Run along now, Hugo. You need only follow the light. Muthos is here. Very well, it shall be so. You may leave everything to me, Your Majesty.
Drake's Fang. So here we are. What is that?
Orcs. Did the Royalists bring them from Ash?
Into the darkness. Alright, well, I don't know if this is really a safe place to stop or not. Hold on. I can't look at the map. Darn. Alright, well, we're just going to be very quiet, guys. We're going to be very quiet. And we're going to end things off right here. Alright, before we move forward any further into Drake's Fang. Right, but we're going to be proceeding in the next episode right down here. And seeing if we can get to the bottom of what's going on down here. But that's going to be everything for today, alright? So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel by clicking below. I'm Oko, and I'll see you guys all on our next episode of Final Fantasy XVI. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. Bye for now.